what do you want to do together? Why are you here? You have no right to answer. So you're not interested in anything? Maybe we can go for a tea then. If you have no interest, we can stay quiet for 40 minutes. It's okay? But we lock the door. So let's stay quiet together then, if you have no interest in anything. Interested in what? Don't talk about me. What are you interested in?
In practical sessions, sir, everybody is
Who is speaking?
me. On behalf, yes.
No. If you want to practice, you go on the mat. You don't speak for others. What do you mean by Nidra Yoga? Just a word. What do you mean by this? You mean practical practice of what? Huh? No. I'm not asking you to tell what I know. I ask you to tell us what you want. What do you want?
Sir, I am feeling very tired and I want to relax sometime. So Yoga Nidra may help me.
What do you mean sometimes? Now or sometimes?
For some time now.
For sometimes now. For how long?
What?
Okay, so you want to relax here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What else? You're the only one, maybe.
Sir, I have heard that Yoga Nidra gives relaxation for 3 to 4 hours, equal to 3 to 4 hours deep sleep. So I want to relax here now.
You mean you want to sleep here for 4 hours?
No, sir. Through Yoga Nidra, I want to complete my 3 to 4 hours sleep.
So,
In awakened position.
I know some books where you can read this. Say 20 minutes of Nidra is like 3 hours sleep.
Yes, sir.
So, it means if you do 1 hour, it's 12 hours, equivalent to 12 hours sleep. Huh? So if you don't sleep anymore, what will you do at night?
Actually,
Will you wash the dishes? What will you do at night?
No, sir. Actually, I am working and I return home around 8 o'clock. After that, cooking and going to sleep. Early morning, I get up.
Suppose you have much more free time. What will you do during this free time?
I like meditation. Dr. Tomar's classes, I repeat.
That's okay. That's an interesting motivation. Thank you. What else? Take the mic because nobody hears you.
It's more or less similar, sir, respected sir. In evening, after coming from work, it is really very interesting. I don't know too much about Yog Nidra. As before coming to stage, I come to know your expertise in Yoga Nidra. That's why we are focusing about Yoga Nidra. Otherwise, anything else apart from Yoga Nidra, we are interested. We all are.
Are you your own boss or you're working for the boss?
I am the boss, sir.
You are the boss. Okay.
So
And how many employees do you have?
about 20.
20.
Yes.
So, suppose your employees, you're working in an office.
Sir, it's a query
Okay.
related with excavation work and bit it's not easy job. So in evening, I was sometime exhausted. So want to do relaxation as before me, madam told me, used to do meditation and such type of. So exactly, just I came here and I interested in this yoga and all that. Too much, I don't know about too much about yoga and all that, sir.
Could you imagine that while working, at the same time you relax?
This thing happened when I focused completely. Whatever maybe I'm doing, if my focus is completely on that, then there is no tiredness. There, sometimes I feel timelessness is also there. But it happened in few days, not all the.
I understand. This is a very important point. Many of us, we think that we have to make effort, and after effort we relax. Many of us, we think this way. When you make an effort, even if it is physical, you have to concentrate on what you are doing. You understand this? Or you don't understand? Tell me yes or no, because I'm lost if you don't
Yes,
respond.
yeah, I understood. We all, I think, we from.
So, most of the time, the mind is wandering. You understand this? When you start focusing, the mind stops wandering. Okay? And what has been discovered since long time, it is that when the mind is focused, it brings relaxation to the mind itself. You understand this? Or does it sound very strange? You know, when you have thoughts coming and coming and coming and coming, it's very tiring for the mind. Now, when you focus, this movement slows down. And when it slows down, the mind is much more resting. The Nidra state, I'm talking about a state which is different from a practice. The Nidra state is a state where you focus, but the mind is completely steady, relaxed. Unfortunately, for about 30 years, 40 years, a belief appeared in yoga that Nidra is relaxation of the body. It is not. It is quietening the mind. For relaxing the body, it's very easy in India. You have a massage, it works very well. You have massage everywhere now in India. Not only Ayurvedic, only very simple massage. It relaxes the body. When you go to a physical relaxing massage, sometimes you receive the massage, but while receiving the massage, the mind goes on. Did you notice this? Sometimes you have massages? So it doesn't stop the mind. Relaxation of the body doesn't stop the mind. And we have mixed up. It is like these physical exercises, physical yoga. We have mixed up believing, it's a belief that doing physical exercise will stop the mind. But this doesn't work. Almost never. Nidra is about bringing silence into the mind. We don't know if slowing down the activity of the mind will come to stopping the mind. It's a big difference. Thinking less quicker is different from not thinking. You understand this? In the same way, when you move the body, you can move slowly, but moving slowly is different from not moving at all. Now, how would you manage for stopping the mind? Is it possible to do that? To slow down, this is possible. Now to stop, you see the difference? Is there something that could be done? Done means acting with the thought, that is an action. Is there something that could be done to stop doing? You understand? Do you understand? Is there a possibility to stop the movement of the mind through the mind, or with the mind, or with the thinking? How do you feel? What is your response to this question? Sorry? if I well understand, it means being sensitive, perceiving, and not acting. Is that what you mean?
What I mean was, like eyes, with the help of eyes we see, but actually the mind works, right? The mind is the software behind it. So if we reduce the input, if we stop, if we close our eyes, then one input is closed. If we get into meditation, then most of our inputs are closed, so mind doesn't get the food to act. If it doesn't get the food to act, it gets into thoughtlessness, and probably that could be the stage.
Acha, I got it. So let's take an example. When you are watching something, whatever it is, is you're watching an action or is it a perception? When you watch, are you doing something? Is there a movement from you to that thing? Or is there a movement from the thing to you? You understand? Means, is watching an action or is watching a perception? You follow this? Right now, you are watching this man sitting here. Is your watching an action? Or are you completely, how could I say, not doing and receiving? In which state are you now? You understand, this is the state of the mind. Huh? It's not about the body. So, is your mind active or sensitive? So, if you do that right now, if you play with this, if right now you take whatever, 10 seconds being active, and then 10 seconds be receptive, can you do that? Can you play with this? Take it as an experience. So, when you watch or when you listen with the ears, if you are active, you build up in your own mind an image. You build up a reaction. You build up a theory, a meaning. You understand? Now, this reaction is wholly coming from you, not from here. Huh? Now, on the other side, if you play the other possibility that is only perceiving, there is a movement that comes to you, and if you don't build a theory out of it, an understanding out of it, a reaction out of it, this is only perception. Okay? Now, when this perception appears, this is what we call nidra. We think that perceiving is a state where you are where there is no activity. But that quality of perceiving is itself acting. You follow? The quality of perceiving is acting, and you don't have to do something from your decision. The perceiving is acting. And its action is very special. It's very unusual. It spreads a kind of diving into timelessness. There's no more time. There is no perception of time. And also there is no more perception of space. And at the end, there is no more perceiver. There is nobody that perceives. There's just a movement. Do you understand all this? Or does it sound like fairy tales? One of the consequences is, of course, what you call relaxation, but it is just a consequence. It is not the main thing. Because once again, if we identify relaxation with the body, it's not difficult to relax the body. It's always possible relaxing the body. Once again, you just have a little massage and it works. But now it is about relaxing the mind, and for the mind being completely relaxed, it means there is no movement. It's very silent. Unless this is very clear, practice is useless. Because practice will bring confusion. You understand? You know, there is this habit for about 40, 50 years to consider that yoga is doing. This is very new. For centuries, maybe millennia, yoga was not considered as doing, what we call the practice. Yoga had to do with morality a lot. To live a life with a lot of morality. When this happens, the mind is quiet. Then the sadhana has a meaning. It has to be really clearly understood why are we making so much problems all the time? Because it is the mind that makes problems. You understand? We are bringing up ideas and theories and ideals that things should be like that and like that and like that. Or we are building projects, relationships should be this and that and that. And because of all this, we are in trouble, we are in conflict. And it all comes from the mind. And then we think maybe I should have a practice. But when you look at it, it's very strange. we build problems and then we look for solutions to solve the problems. Is it possible not to make problems? From the moment we decide, because it is a decision, not making problems, then the sadhana will be very efficient. Before that, sadhana will be like a recipe. We want to heal from whatever, this and that and that. If this is clear for you, we can have a little practice. But if it is not clear, we should try to make it clearer before going into practice. We still have time. So I still have the same question. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Now I go to another step now. Do you feel what I'm talking about? Understanding is, through the thought. Feeling is through the body. So the question comes now is, do you feel now a little more relaxed than in the beginning, physically? Or are you still into a thought movement? How do you feel right now? You're the only one, apparently. You see, when we try to make things as clear as possible through explanation and understanding, the moment the understanding appears, there is a quality of clarity. This quality of clarity is in itself the beginning of the answer. Answer to globally our life as an individual and also in the relationship with others, in relation with others. Do you understand all this? Huh? I forgot. I mean, when your understanding is clear, that clarity brings relaxation. Clarity itself brings relaxation. Because we have to kind of tickle the beginning of the relaxing process in the mind. Remember, it's not about the body. Once again, when the thought is focused on one object, the mind relaxes immediately. So, up to now, the object is understanding what you are listening to. And sometimes we listen, but we don't understand. You follow? And this is enough for bringing a beginning of relaxation into the mind. When we have this beginning, then we can spread it. But if there is no beginning, where do we start from? Now, if you're ready for that, we can have a 20 minutes practical session. Unless, if what has been said is clear. If it's not clear, we can go for a tea. So, do you, all of you, each of you, do you have Ishta Devata? Ishta Devata. Some of you don't have. Who doesn't have? You all have one? Huh? You all have one? Somebody doesn't have? Okay. So, either you lie on your back, or you just stay sitting or in a chair, doesn't matter. But have a position that you can stand for 20 minutes without moving. Position is your choice, either lying down, sitting on a chair, or sitting on the carpet. And if you have this beautiful machinery, mobile phone, please switch them off, not vibrating, but off. Just for 20 minutes, then the world will come back, hopefully. And I ask you not to take photos of people when lying down. No more photos. So, either sitting or lying down, bring your arms on both sides of the body with the palm of your hands facing up. Close your eyes, bring your chin a little in. Swallow up the saliva and slightly open the lips, just a little. There is a little noise in this room, maybe from the AC, I don't know where it is from. Just listen to this. There is a permanent noise or sound. Just listen to it. and make a difference in between the noise, the sound itself, and the fact of listening to it. The sound comes from outside. The faculty of listening comes from inside, from you. With this quality of listening which belongs to you, bring the listening, or we could say the sensitivity, bring it to inside of you. It is the same quality that perceives outside or inside, but now bring this quality within, and sensing the global perception of the whole body. If you lose that perception of the whole body, then be sensitive to the breathing movement. This breathing movement is in itself a movement of extension and retraction. None of those are more important than the other one. They all go one after the other. Expansion, retraction. Which means perceiving a movement that is not strictly depending on the lungs activity. This movement of expansion and retraction, physically and physiologically, happens everywhere, in each and every cell, in each and every organ. It also happens into the thinking process. Sometimes you think large, sometimes you think very shallow. So now, come as close as possible to this expansion and retraction movement. You can always go back to the breathing if you lose it. And sense it, perceive it into your whole right hand. Come to the palm of the hand, and then from the palm into the whole hand. Then from the hand into the whole right arm, from fingertips to shoulder. Excuse me, madam, I ask you to go out of the room and play with your mobile phone. Don't stay in the room with this. Then go on, move from shoulder down to armpit. Then all along the right side of your torso, of your chest. And then down the whole right leg. Then, lastly, within the whole right side of the body. This doesn't include the head. The whole movement, expansion and retraction within the whole right side of the body. And from there, slowly move towards the whole left side of the body. And then the whole body. Every time there is an inhalation, natural inhalation, as if the body was a little bit expanding, And anytime there is an exhalation, as if the body was a little bit retracting. Stay very quiet with this. Go on in silence for a little while. Don't stop. Don't miss a single breath. Now, you're going to do the same with both eyes, your two eyes. And with each exhalation, natural exhalation, start imagining or visualizing your Ishta looking at you, just above you. Be very attentive now. You're going to change your position, but just wait for the moment. You're going to move from lying down to sitting down. You don't have to turn towards me. Now, be very attentive. When moving so, imagine that your eyes are going to come inside the eyes of your Ishta, or at least inside the sight of your Ishta. So make yourself ready for this. And then slowly come sitting. Spare the movements for sitting. You don't have to turn towards me, it doesn't matter. Then keep your eyes closed. Come back to the sensation of expansion, retraction on your eyes. Once again, imagine or visualize the Ishta. So remember, when you visualize, it is an action. Now you're going to completely change the process. It is you are seen by the eyes of the Ishta, which is only perception now. Move from action to perception. When you are looked at, forget about the shape of the Ishta and go into the quality of the Devata, as if the divine was looking at you and was entering within you. Let this sensation diving deep into the body matter and then stop everything. Just be the feeling. No more imagination, just the feeling. And stay there for a while in silence. Let's stay together in silence. Stay with this. And while staying with the sensation, stay with the sensation and open your eyes again. When opening the eyes, stay with the sensation within. And while opening the eyes, imagine that the sensation spread into the whole room where we all are together here. Don't move physically. Keep your eyes open and spread that sensation all around, feeling the whole room space where we are. And try for the rest of the day, or at least the rest of the afternoon, when you're going to go out of this room, imagine that you go on spreading within the whole Kalidas Academy space. From time to time, come back to that. And when you are at the office as a boss or an employee, you can do it from time to time too. Nobody will notice it. There are still about 4 hours before the ending of this Congress. Try to, within these 4 hours left, from time to time, to spread that with as less as possible effort. It's a gift. You can move and we can leave the room, or you can stay here, whatever you want. But we end here, we stop here. No comment, just stay.